Howdy. And one of the key parts to being an RPG player is how you choose to play the game. Are you gonna be an iron-headed beefcake and rush in like a bull on codeine? Maybe you choose to dabble in the magic arts and disintegrate your enemies. Sheesh, that's a bit overkill. Or, you're a stealth archer. That's been it for me, guys. I'll see you later. I'll see you next time. I'm just kidding. I was sitting here for a very long time trying to think of an intro, and that's the best I could do, so yeah, that's what you get. Today we are ranking Skyrim skill trees worst to best. Now just like everything in Skyrim, there is a lot here. Many skill lines and unique effects, so much so that it makes my head hurt. So we are gonna be breaking these down into the best they have to offer. What do I mean? Well, I could sit here and go over which build is the strongest or the most OP in the game, but that's not fun, and there are a billion other videos and forums that have that information for you. So instead, I'm going to be ranking these on the fun factor and uniqueness. Because there are so many skills that are just, oh, now this does more damage or this costs less magicka. Those are great, yes, but not very fun. And what is the main reason we play? Well, first it is to kill Heimskr and Nazim, but other than that, it is to have fun, right? So the main factor for these rankings will be the fun and uniqueness. But don't worry, I will also still consider the effectiveness as part of the ranking. I say this because suddenly being able to speak in the language of the chickens is fun, but what actual practical effect could it have? Okay then, let's go ahead and get into the rankings that will undoubtedly cause many assassination attempts on my head by ranking low your favorite skill trees. Okay, time for the worst skill tree. Oh yeah. Also, please remember one important thing. These are my opinion. And if we disagree, that is okay. We will survive this because this is a stupid video on the internet made by one very attractive person. Alright, let's go. See? This is what I mean when I say there is going to be an assassin tapping on my window tonight. Yes, smithing is an essential tree for any build really. But at the end of the day, every skill is basically, oh, now you can make this armor, or now you can make that armor. The only unique one on here is, oh, now you can improve magic stuff. Nothing fun or exciting. Sorry, smithing, you have served many a dragonborn, but hey, get more exciting. Light armor is stupid small for a skill tree, but that doesn't mean the ones here can't be fun. Oh, they're not. Well, kill me then. Yeah, this depresses me with its boringness. The skills in here are like, my armor can weigh nothing now? Take all my points, just take all the skill points. Even though they already almost weigh nothing because they're light armor. I need this. The whole thing is useful benefits, I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, will this help you survive? Yes. But will this make you go, holy sh**? Are you seeing this? No, it's not gonna do that, I'm sorry. Lockpicking is one that could have easily been super boring, but surprisingly enough, it's pretty competent. I mean, you have to have your standard fare. Some of these are just locks are easier to pick, or quieter, or stuff like that. But the more unique ones are very fun. Like when you unlock something, you get a copy of the key for future use. You find more gold, or special treasure in some things. Or invincible lockpicks. Sheesh, that one's very good. Overall, there's nothing awful in here, but nothing that will make me strip down to my undies and run around in the rain singing its praises. Now what, oh what, could the enchantment skill tree have in store for us today, dear viewer? More powerful weapon enchants. Oh wow, everybody on 3 cheer. 1, 2. But this is also the skill tree that makes soul gems more powerful and effective, so that can't be overlooked. It's really rad, if I must word it that way. Or maybe 2 enchantments on 1 weapon. Like you can ignore the laws of reality and have frost and fire together as one.
I don't give a
I kind of have a soft spot for this one. Is it unique? Not really, but it is fun enough, okay? Illusion is a magic tree, so oh surprise surprise, costs less magicka and you can dual cast everything. Every magic tree has these in them, so I'm not going to really highlight them at all in those skill trees because they all have them. But sadly, the illusion tree basically boils down to being able to rustle the jimmies of a bigger bear than you used to make him angry. Or maybe being able to administer ASMR to a larger bandit. But there are a few fun ones, like how all your spells are quiet now. That one is just super useful for many trees, but it's only in this one for some reason. Or being able to ASMR a robot. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's K-pop or something. You know, I never expected two-handed to be overall pretty boring. Now this one is very, very effective. You get a lot of great skills that make you a force of nature. But there is like almost zero fun skills at all. I mean, you can have each of the 3 weapon types have a small unique effect, like paralyzing and stuff like that. But there's not much je ne sais quoi, if you know what I mean. But you can get a sweep attack, which is unique and fun, so there's one point. But it's overall pretty lacking. Sad face, my friends. However, you can also decapitate enemies. Yes. Time for one-handed, very close to two-handed, what a surprise. This one is actually one that I use for my favorite build in the game. But let's not be biased. How is the tree? Well, they had to fit a ton in here, so dual wielding has its own section in here. But nothing crazy. And I like crazy. See, I enjoyed this. But this skill tree is just boring as balls, just like two-handed. Now it's better than two-handed actually, just by a little bit, because of the dual wielding integration. But other than that, it's basically the exact same skills as that one, but instead of a 20-pound hunk of metal, it is a 10-pound hunk of metal. Very nice. Next. Yeah, Alchemy is another one that I could imagine the nightmare it was to come up with unique skills for it. But they did manage to give it a few somewhat fun ones in the huge batch of all the random crap, like Ubisoft. Now of course this has a ton of generic ones, like oh now your weak healing potions are slightly less weak healing potions. Thank f***. Or the poisons you make are slightly more poisony. Thank f***. Or maybe improved taste buds. But hey, that one is unique at least. There is actually some combat ones in here as well, surprisingly enough. Like poison lasting longer on your weapons. Or even poison resistance, weirdly enough. Maybe being better at picking berries. Overall, this one is good, I would say. Pretty good. Costs less magicka and you can dual cast and your summons last longer. Okay, with those boring ones out of the way, let's get to the fun ones. Bound weapons, baby. Oh, you know I love it, man. I love bound weapons. Oh, and they can reap souls of my enemies. Yes, please. I will take 3, please. And also make it an Oblivion Gate. Just instantly murder any summoned monsters. But other than that, most of these are, hey, zombies last longer. Or a skill literally called Dark Souls that raises undead's health by 100 more points. Should be 100 left points if you know what I'm saying. See, that's a Dark Souls joke about the difficulty. And 2 zombies is better than 1. This one is, I like that one. Alteration time, baby. Less magical dual casting. The fun one's time. This skill tree is basically your tank skills for a mage, such as stone flesh lasting longer, and it being more effective. I do really like this. It's pretty effective and actually kind of fun to use. It makes mages not seem like shivering cowards as much. So raise your glasses, mage players. Nah, I'm kidding, put them down, you're still weenies. But there is also magic resistance, locked in this skill tree strangely enough. But absorbing magic through your flesh is metal AF. So maybe not such weenies after all. It's essential for any good mage player. You know, heavy armor is a bit surprising because of the fun unique skills it has, like Fists of Steel. Combine this with the Khajiit and the enchantment you get from the gloves in the Rift and Sewers, and you got a buff haymaker throwing kitty. Also, taking half damage from falling is good because any height over a nickel will break your ankles and also your spine. Of course, you have your typical enhancements like extra armor and stuff. There's nothing bad at all about this one. I'd say it's the middle ground for good, right on the cusp of being the really good stuff. You know, nothing offensively bad, but also some really fun, unique stuff in there that just make it overall really good. Ah, yes, every player's favorite skills because they make bad guys go boom. Destruction. Dual casting and less magicka, but oh, wait a second, pretty boy. You can stagger enemies on dual casting. Thank you, please. Oh, and throwing a trap 5 times farther away is just a very fun way of secretly killing Heimskr. But other than those two, you can make your hurt magic hurt more, and also execute enemies in very fun ways when their health reaches really low, which is always just a few bonus points for the fun effect, kind of like the decapitation with two-handed and one-handed. But it's definitely not the greatest tree because There's nothing plus ultra, if you know what I'm saying. This is on the cusp of hitting the really high echelon. Shield is another surprisingly fun one. It unlocks several new abilities, which is rare for something like this. First, let's go ahead and mention the generic enhancements, like taking no damage from arrows or less elemental damage, making it somewhat of a ward. But then the fun ones like moving quicker while blocking, also sprinting while blocking and knocking enemies on their butts. We don't curse around here, so we don't say ah. This also includes power bashing and massive damage from bashing as well. Needless to say, I love this one. One thing about speech that really disappoints me is that most of the skills are just bartering, but that doesn't mean the bartering isn't unique and a blast. Of course you get better prices, but also better prices with women, or selling swords to a baker. But then there's also a whole new game mechanic locked behind this skill. Yeah, investing is a thing. You can invest your hard-earned blood money into shops to give them more gold so you can sell more items to them. Yeah, this could have been way more in-depth, but it's fun regardless. Or maybe turn an innocent baker into a thief's den. Bribe guards, persuade, intimidation. This one's pretty good too. I like this one. Next. Just like lockpicking, pickpocketing could have been as boring as most of my videos. There's a standard stuff like, oh, now this crap is actually easier to take. But it has a handful of fun stuff. Get it? Handful? Because it's pickpocketing, you know? You use your hands, you know? You get it? It's funny. But stop laughing. It's time that we talk the serious stuff. You can get 100 more carrying capacity. Pickpocketing has this essential skill. Or also being able to poison people by putting it in their pocket. Like it seeps through their Levi's and is toxic on touch or something like that. Or hey, taking gear and weapons from enemies as well by pickpocketing them. This is truly, I believe, the underdog of the skill trees. I'm surprised it's this high as well, if I'm being honest with you. Now if there's one thing that I joke about more than anything on my channel, it is stealth archers. That's because they're overpowered. And they also have super unique skills as well. Zooming in and slowing down time, looting twice as many arrows, staggering enemies with your arrows and drawing back faster. Most of the skills are more than just extra damage or a bleeding effect. So it's bullshit. But it's fun. Bullshit. It's the other skill tree that is my favorite. My favorite class is a battle cleric, one-handed and restoration. But I'm gonna try and hide my favoritism like any parent does to their children. So how is this skill tree? Less magicka dual casting, moving on. Oh, faster magicka regeneration. Yeah, this is also a very essential skill, and it's only in restoration, so suck it, illusion. Okay. No favoritism, remember. How about an instant heal at low health? It automatically heals you when you're almost dead to almost full health. Or restoring stamina with your heals as well. More spell damage to zombies, because all clerics have to have one of those, am I right? And also stealing powers with your ward. I love this one, plain and simple. A little bit of favoritism. What happens when you take a game with broken AI and make a skill tree all about abusing said AI? You get the best skill tree in the game. In terms of viability and effectiveness, this is easily takes the cake. Doing 6 times more damage as a sneak attack is ignorant and super fun. Wait, 15 times damage with daggers? Alduin, sweetie, I'm home. And extra bow damage, like it wasn't already powerful enough. Also, not triggering pressure plates. You can also do a Dark Souls. Running also not alerting enemies. And also crouching, instantly breaking the AI and everyone go back to eating their pieces of bread. Yeah, this one is beyond fun to exploit. It's the best in the game. Okay, we all know this. So that's the end of the list. You all have a lot of disagreements with me on this one. There's no point in me saying maybe you do, because I know for a fact you do. And that's okay. We're here to have fun and just talk about Skyrim, okay? This is just a fun time to sit down and have a fireside chat with a bunch of people who right now are typing assassination commissions to come to my house. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This is actually a ranking that is useful to you, and not just taverns or cities. I really choose stuff that's great for my channel, don't I? Thanks for watching again, though. Anyways, thanks guys. See ya.